Welcome to Ron Talks Tabletop, where Ron talks about his favorite things: board games, RPGs, and a little bit of something else. So sit back, relax, and listen. Hey everybody, Ron here. Today I am recording episode 0 of the Ron Talks Tabletop podcast. This will be a shorter podcast than usual. Actually, for my podcast, I'm aiming for around 30 minutes, give or take. But this one is just an episode 0 to talk about what this is and why I am doing it. What this is a podcast about things that I like to play. My favorite hobbies, which are tabletop games. I love role-playing games. I love board games, particularly thematic board games. And I like talking about them. I've been taking pictures of my board games in particular and putting them on the internet. One thing led to another, and it led me to this content creation thing. But I've always wanted to start a podcast because I do like talking about these things, and it's my favorite format. And quite frankly, I think that I do audio better than video. I rather have grown to like the sound of my voice. Watching myself on a screen is a different matter entirely. So this is here so that I can talk about role-playing games and board games. I know that a lot of content creators focus on either one or the other, but I'm going to try to talk about both because I love them both equally. Actually, that's not true. I do like role-playing games more than board games, but I love them both, and so I'm going to talk about them both. I'm rambling here. I just wanted to record this podcast to talk about that. I think I have some things to say that people will be interested in. More voices are not a bad thing in this space. If you don't know, I happen to be a black man. I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it, but I have 2 daughters, and I would like for them to see, if they're going to be into this type of thing, I would like for them to see more people that look like them that are in this space. I mean, of course, they have me because I am their father, but maybe there's some other boys or girls out there that may be looking for somebody like that. I know for some people, they don't believe that it matters, but I do. I don't want to belabor the point. That's not the point of me even doing, not what my conversation is going to be dominated by. But, I just have to be honest. It's one of my motivating factors. And so I'm doing it. And I hope you folks hang around because you enjoy what I have to say as well. Because the bottom line is, that is what really matters. Thank you for listening to this short little bit about the podcast, what it is, and why I'm doing it. Oh, I guess I should talk about the format. Yes, the format. So this is the way it's going to work. Every episode, well, except for this one, I'm going to do a very short intro. Then we'll have a RPG corner segment. And then we'll have a board game spotlight segment. And then finally, we'll have a little lagniappe. Because you see, I'm from New Orleans, and lagniappe is kind of like something extra. So if there's something that strikes my fancy, I want to have the opportunity to talk about. Maybe it's a movie or TV show. Maybe I want to interview someone for a board game or role-playing game. Maybe there's something that just caught my fancy. But I just want to have an opportunity to talk about something that's a little bit miscellaneous as well. So a little bit more of me into this podcast. Right now, it's a one-man show, and we'll see how long it lasts. But that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to try to get out, say, a couple episodes a month. I'm a busy man. I am a husband and father of 2 kids with a corporate job. I'm very involved in other activities like my church. I'm a man of faith. Once again, that's not something that's going to dominate my conversation, but it does color my worldview and my perspective. So that is a thing that you should be aware of. I guess that's all I want to say today. I am looking forward to having you folks join me for this ride. And until next time, safe travels, my friends. Thank you for listening to the Ron Talks Tabletop podcast. All music is by Scott Buckley and covered under a Creative Commons license. Find me on Facebook and Instagram at Ron Talks Tabletop, on Twitter at Ron Talks TBTop, and on YouTube as Ron Frazier. Until next time, safe travels, my friends.